7:30 Central, followed by a show called The Iron Horse in the fall, ABC Scope. In the summer, Hollywood Palace. Here's the Saturday night lineup I remember from CBS. Started at 7:30 with the Jackie Gleason Show. Followed at 8:30. This is Eastern. 6:30 Central. 7:30 Central was My Three Sons. 8:30 in the East. Hogan's Heroes, Petticoat Junction, and Mannix was the Saturday night lineup in 1967. Okay. That was the colored My Three Sons with Ernie and Chip, and that was 8:30 p.m. on a Saturday night. So there you go. The rundown of the TV schedule for 1967, and apparently May 25th, 1967, according to this, fell on a Saturday night. So that's your lineup for that time. Over on CBS, on Saturday night in the summer, the replacement series was The Prisoner at 7:30. That replaced the Jackie Gleason Show in the summer, was The Prisoner starring Patrick McGowan. And then right after that was My Three Sons, Hogan's Heroes, Petticoat Junction, and Mannix. Petticoat Junction was on at 9:30, 8:30 Central, 10 o'clock Mannix, 9 o'clock Central. Okay, and NBC had a show called Maya in the fall. In the summer, in 1967, May 25th was Probably the Saint. Probably the Saint. Starring, yeah, I remember that series. The guy would later play in the 007 movies. Yeah, The Saint with Roger Moore. And let's see, follow that by Get Smart at 8:30, 7:30 Central. And then at 9 o'clock was the NBC Saturday Night at the Movies. And that was for this week in 1967, May 25th, on Retro Primetime on Garyj's Radio and Television Classics. And I'm Gary J. Russin here on GJRB online. Hope you're enjoying the program, and hope you're enjoying radio and TV classics today. And we're going to do this more often because I love doing this show. It's so much fun to retro and remember fun times. Okay. All right, going to do some tributes again. And this time we're going to go to remembering another great guy who died here back in February. Around February 27th, we lost Leonard Nimoy.
Live long and prosper.
Is there a more famous TV gesture than the Vulcan salute? Leonard Nimoy, who popularized the gesture in his role as Mr. Spock on the 60s TV series Star Trek, both lived long and prospered before dying at the age of 83. In an age where the word is overused, the half-man, half-alien was truly an iconic character. Pointy ears, upturned eyebrows, bowl haircut, maddeningly logical, frustratingly dispassionate.
You'd make a splendid computer, Mr. Spock. That is very kind of you, Captain.
Star Trek was canceled after 3 seasons, shocking for how famous it's become. And Nimoy went on to star in the show Mission Impossible and hosted In Search Of, a series that investigated mysteries and paranormal phenomena.
It was here that the modern quest would begin for the tomb of Tutankhamun.
He also had a memorable role as a psychiatrist in the 1978 remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The following year, he and his fellow Star Trek crew would go on to star in the first of 6 feature films based on the series, 2 of which Nimoy directed. Anyone who's ever been defined by a single accomplishment can understand why Nimoy was at points ambivalent about his legacy. This was a man who wrote 2 autobiographies and cheekily titled them, I Am Not Spock, and I Am Spock. But Nimoy truly embraced the role, turning in many cameos that traded on his character.
Hello, I'm Leonard Nimoy. The following tale of alien encounters is true, and by true, I mean false.
He appeared in both the Star Trek reboot and its sequel, and happily attended fan convention after fan convention.
James T. Kirk.
To paraphrase one of the franchise's most famous, and come on, moving scenes, Leonard Nimoy was, and always will be, Mr. Spock.
Live long and prosper.
One of the great ones gone at the age of 83. Mr. Spock. There you go. Tribute to Spock from recent Garyj wrestling program back in February here on GJRB. Garyj Chain Wrestle with you on radio and TV classics, bringing back and remembering the days of classic radio and television with some trivia. Coming up, I'm going to give you details on how you could be on the program. You know, if you want to answer these trivia questions, and I have them. What year did the Beatles first hit our shores? Very simply, 1964. And what country detonated its first nuclear bomb? And I thought it was America. That was us. It was China. Number. So you want to get at some trivia with me? We're going to do some more here. I'm going through some of them. I'm going to answer them. If I don't get anything or any bites in an hour, we'll just answer the trivia questions right away, okay, before we go off. Let's see. We're going to do a tribute to Susanna Crowe, who played on the Partridge Family. Got that coming up. And we're going to do some more trivia, too, here on Radio and TV Classics on GJRB. You know, this show goes pretty fast. We're having a blast, having fun here, going back and remembering some of the good old days of radio and TV classics. Got more, including some clips of classic TV openings to kid shows coming up next as we go into the kiddie corner of radio and TV classics, bringing you some classic kids TV show openings coming up and more trivia questions along the way on radio and TV classics here on GJRB. Right about maybe 5:36. It's gonna kind of see who's out there in the Spreaker internet land and see how many people are listening to radio and TV classics today. And if you missed the program, you want to catch it, we're going to keep this podcast up for a good week or so. So if you want to answer the questions, you can still do that, even though I answered them here. As a matter of fact, while I do that, I can do some of the trivia questions. I'm going to try this to see what listeners I get in podcast form. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go into my Spreaker main page for a minute, and I'm going to go into my live feed. Okay, that's here. Just a moment or two while I post to my Spreaker. For some people out there who might want to listen to this program again, or is out there, wants to catch this show again, and maybe answer questions, I'm going to do that. I'm going to embed I'm going to embed a widget. I'm going to embed the widget into my Facebook GJRB listener page. I'm going to do that right now. Okay. Paste it here. Okay, I'm going to post it. There we go. Okay, I posted it there, and I'm going to go over to my, I'm going to go over now and post it also on Google Plus. And see who's out there. What I'm going to do is, toward the end of today's show, I'm going to put some trivia questions up unanswered. I'm going to do something. I'm going to give you about maybe 3 trivia questions. And I'm going to leave it unanswered. This will be toward the end of the show. And I'm going to leave it to the listening audience to answer it. If there's anybody out there who answers these trivia questions, I will recognize you on the Gary Rustin program Friday afternoon. When I do the Gary Rustin program at noontime Friday, during that Gary Rustin program, I will announce your name on the air and the trivia question you answered. So later on, toward the end of this program, just before I close up, we'll do that. Another star that just died here was Ann Mira. She was the mother of actor Ben Stiller and the wife of Jerry Stiller. She passed away at the age of 85. Mira and her husband were part of the comedy team. Stiller and Mira appeared on programs like The Ed Sullivan Show. And if you know any other programs they showed up on, there's one for you. They have, they were on a lot of comedy shows, as a matter of fact. I'd give you a bunch of them, but they were quick-witted. Mira and her husband Stiller were married for 61 years, worked together almost that long. Her husband survived by her. In addition to her husband, she was survived by her children, comic actor Ben Stiller and daughter Amy Stiller. Ann's memory lives on, according to her daughter. Quote, she was saying, Ann's memory lives on in all our hearts of daughter Amy, son Ben, her grandchildren, her extended family and friends, and millions she entertained. Mira was born in 1929 in Brooklyn, New York, to parents of Irish Catholic descent. She studied under the acting teacher Alta Hagen and inspired to become a serious actor in the tradition of Maureen Stapleton and Kim Stanley. She met Ben Stiller he is a Jewish boy from Brooklyn, and turned to comedy even though she disdained comedians. She said in a 2005 interview, quote, "I was glad he got to be a comedy team because we weren't just waiting for the agent to call. We traveled with our own stuff." The couple made their name as Stiller and Mira in the 1960s. Remember them well. And if any of you listening to the radio in those days remember, they used to advertise a liquor. They used to advertise a liquor. As a matter of fact, I'm going to leave this to you, podcast listeners, because I'm going to be taking a break here. I'm at break time pretty soon. You podcast listeners, you might remember this. What liquor did they advertise? They had radio commercials. Okay? So if you know it, okay, you can answer that way. You can answer here, but if we don't, we end the show and it doesn't go unanswered, you can answer that in my podcast. Leave me a message on my Spreaker site, www.spreaker.com. Just go into GJRB online on Spreaker and just type it in. The Spreaker has Spreaker website has a search engine. When you type our station right in there, it'll take you right to my page, and you can answer it right there. Okay? Or just answer it on my Twitter. I am the Radio Maniac, so you can follow me on Twitter. Okay, www.twitter.com. Just go in there. I'm the Radio Maniac. When you go up there, you'll see the GJRB page there with the radio emblem up there. Can't miss it. The old radio. And you can answer there. Or you can answer anywhere you want to. You just answer on there. You can, if you're a Facebook follower, answer there too. Either way, you could be part of the show and answer trivia questions, and I will I will give you acknowledgement on the Gary Russet program.